Gentlemen, if you've noticed that your mornings feel empty, your energy fading, and your manhood no longer responds the way it used to, this message is for you. Because if your penis no longer gets hard like before, if you feel weak, slow, or disconnected from the man you once were, it's not your fault. The real problem isn't your age. It's that your body is missing one simple thing you should be giving it every single morning. And once you do, everything, your energy, your strength, even your confidence can come roaring back in just days. I'm Dr. Elena, a men's health specialist and urologist with over 30 years of experience helping men over 50 restore their vitality naturally. I've seen men in their 60s, 70s, even 80s regain the kind of power and stamina they thought was gone forever without a single pill, injection, or dangerous stimulant. Most men believe losing energy and sexual function is a normal part of aging, but that's a lie. Your body isn't shutting down. It's waiting to be nourished again. There's a powerful natural combination found right in your kitchen that can reopen your blood vessels, reignite testosterone production, and make you feel alive again. And the best part? You don't need to buy anything expensive. You just need to eat this every morning. So stay with me for the next few minutes because in a moment, I'll show you exactly what to eat, how it works inside your body, and how countless men have reclaimed their strength and vitality with one simple morning habit. Before we begin, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another men's health tip designed especially for you. And if you find this message helpful, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and tell me how I can make the next one even better for you. 1. The silent decline after 60. When I sit across from men in their 60s or 70s, I often see the same look in their eyes, a quiet frustration mixed with resignation. They tell me, "Doctor, I don't feel like myself anymore." They still have the desire, the love, and the passion, but their bodies simply don't respond. The spark that once defined them as men seems to have dimmed, and that realization hurts more than they want to admit. I understand that feeling deeply. I've spoken with thousands of men who thought their best days were behind them. They wake up each morning slower, weaker, and somehow less alive. The muscles they once took pride in are softer now. Their hearts beat slower. Even their energy to take a morning walk or play with their grandchildren starts to fade. And in those quiet moments when no one is watching, they wonder if this is just what happens when you get old. But here's the truth that most men don't realize. This decline isn't just aging. It's your body's way of signaling that something vital is missing. Your blood vessels lose flexibility, your testosterone levels drop, and your cells stop producing energy efficiently. It's not because you're broken. It's because your body is starving for the right kind of nourishment. The modern diet, heavy in sugar, processed oils, and caffeine, drains your natural vitality instead of restoring it. When you pass 60, every morning matters. Each sunrise is another chance for your body to heal, repair, and grow stronger. Yet, most men start their day with coffee and toast, never realizing they're skipping the very fuel their bodies are begging for. I tell my patients this all the time. Your body is like a car that's been driven for decades. It doesn't need a new engine. It needs the right oil to keep running smoothly. And the good news is, your body can bounce back faster than you think. I've seen men who felt tired and powerless regain their drive in just a few weeks. Their posture improves, their energy returns, and that spark, that unmistakable confidence slowly comes back into their eyes. All because they began their mornings differently. You see, there's a natural combination that ancient cultures have relied on for centuries to stay strong, energetic, and virile well into old age. It's not a pill, it's not a supplement, and it's not expensive. It's something you can find in your own kitchen right now. And once you start your day with it, you'll understand why men in their 70s can still feel like they're 40 again. 2. The ancient morning duo, turmeric and honey. I still remember the first time I shared this simple secret with one of my patients, a man named Robert, 71 years old, who sat in my office with his head down. He told me, "Doctor, I've tried everything. Pills, tonics, even those energy drinks. Nothing works anymore." His voice carried the weight of frustration that so many men feel when their bodies stop cooperating. I looked at him and said, "Robert, you don't need another pill. What you need is already in your kitchen." He gave me a skeptical smile, the kind that says, Come on, Doc. It can't be that simple. But it is. The combination I told him about was something ancient, something our ancestors knew long before modern medicine existed. Turmeric and honey. Two ingredients so ordinary that most people overlook their power. Yet, when used together, they create something remarkable. Turmeric, the golden spice, is nature's healer. It purifies your blood, reduces inflammation, and strengthens your heart and blood vessels. Honey, pure and raw, is nature's energy. It feeds your body with the minerals and natural compounds needed to boost testosterone, balance blood sugar, and sustain vitality all day long. When you mix these two, something almost magical happens. The turmeric opens your blood vessels, clearing the path for stronger circulation, while the honey fuels your body with steady energy and hormonal support. I've seen men who couldn't walk up a flight of stairs without feeling exhausted suddenly rediscover their stamina after just a couple of weeks on this routine. And yes, the effects go far beyond energy. You'll notice it in your mood, your focus, and even in your most private moments. Robert followed the routine I gave him. 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder mixed with 2 tablespoons of raw honey every morning before breakfast. 2 weeks later, he called me. I could hear the joy in his voice before he even spoke. "Doctor," he said, "I feel alive again. My wife can't believe the difference." That's the power of what nature gives us when we learn to use it correctly. What's most incredible is how accessible this is. You don't need expensive treatments. You don't need imported herbs. You just need to reach into your pantry and commit to doing this every morning. It's not the complexity that brings results. It's consistency. 3. The science behind turmeric. When I explain turmeric to my patients, I often tell them to think of it as the quiet mechanic working inside their bodies. You don't see it, but it's fixing the damage that's been building up for decades. The science behind this golden root is nothing short of extraordinary, and yet its power lies in its simplicity. Turmeric's most active compound is called curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory and antioxidant so potent that researchers around the world have spent decades studying its effects on aging, blood flow, and hormone health. When you're young, your blood vessels are soft and flexible, allowing blood to rush easily to every part of your body. That's why erections, energy, and muscle recovery all come naturally. But as you get older, inflammation begins to stiffen those vessels. Plaque builds up, blood flow weakens, and the body slowly starts to lose its spark. Curcumin acts like a master repairman. It cleans out your blood vessels, reduces inflammation, and helps oxygen and nutrients flow freely again. When blood moves easily, your heart beats stronger, your brain thinks clearer, and yes, your erections become firmer and last longer naturally. But turmeric doesn't stop there. It also protects your prostate, lowers bad cholesterol, and supports your liver so your hormones stay balanced. I remember one of my patients, George, who told me, "Doctor, I didn't realize how much pain and stiffness I had until it was gone." He had been taking turmeric with honey for 3 weeks, and he noticed not only better energy, but also a sense of lightness he hadn't felt in years. That's the thing about healing from the inside. It doesn't just improve one part of your body, it restores your entire system. What fascinates me most about turmeric is how intelligent it is. Unlike synthetic drugs that push your body in one direction, turmeric listens. It adapts. If your blood pressure is high, it helps bring it down. If your blood sugar is unstable, it balances it. It doesn't overpower your system, it harmonizes it. That's why I always call it nature's equalizer. The truth is, your body was designed to heal itself. You just have to give it the right tools. And turmeric, combined with the right partner, becomes the spark that reignites everything that makes you feel alive as a man. 4. The power of raw honey. When I talk about honey, most men think of it as a simple sweetener, something you drizzle on toast or stir into tea. But the truth is, real raw honey is one of nature's most powerful medicines, especially for men over 60. I still remember one of my patients, Frank, a retired firefighter in his late 60s. He came into my clinic feeling drained, his energy gone, his confidence fading. "Doc," he said, "I feel like I'm running on empty." I smiled and told him, "Frank, your body doesn't need more caffeine or energy drinks. It needs fuel, the kind nature designed for you." That's when I introduced him to raw honey. Honey is not just sugar. It's a living, healing substance packed with minerals, enzymes, and nutrients your body can actually use. It contains boron and zinc, two minerals directly tied to testosterone production. As testosterone rises, so does energy, muscle strength, and sexual drive. I've seen men who were exhausted and unmotivated become active and confident again simply by adding raw honey to their mornings. It's like pouring high-octane fuel into a tired engine. It wakes everything up. Honey also does something remarkable for your blood vessels. It naturally increases nitric oxide, a compound that helps them relax and expand. This is the same principle behind many erectile dysfunction medications, except honey does it gently and naturally, without side effects. When your blood flows freely, your body comes alive again. Your heart beats stronger, your mind feels clearer, and your performance in the bedroom improves naturally. But here's the catch. Most honey on grocery shelves isn't real. It's processed, overheated, and stripped of its nutrients. True raw honey has a rich aroma, a slightly tangy taste, and crystallizes over time. It's thick, golden, and full of life. When I tell my patients to use only raw, unfiltered honey, I'm not being picky. I'm protecting the power of nature's medicine. Frank called me 3 weeks later. His voice was full of energy. "Doc," he said, "I've started walking again. I sleep better, and my wife keeps asking what I've been doing differently." That kind of joy never gets old for me, because it's proof that when you feed your body what it truly needs, it rewards you in ways that go far beyond energy. 5. The synergy, how they work together. The first time I saw what happens when turmeric and honey are combined, I couldn't believe how quickly men's bodies began to change. It wasn't magic. It was biology working perfectly the way nature intended. I remember a patient named Walter, 70 years old, who told me, "Doctor, I've tried every supplement out there, but nothing lasts." I smiled and said, "That's because you've been trying to force your body to perform instead of helping it remember how." Turmeric and honey together don't force anything. They awaken what's already inside you. Here's the beauty of it. Turmeric opens the pathway and honey fuels the engine. Turmeric clears your arteries, relaxes your blood vessels, and lets oxygen-rich blood flow freely through your body, especially to the organs that depend on strong circulation. Honey steps in to feed that system, providing the nutrients and minerals your body needs to produce testosterone and sustain energy. It's like one builds the road and the other sends the car flying down it. The result? A steady rise in stamina, mood, and masculine vitality. I've seen this combination transform lives. Men who once felt hopeless suddenly found their strength returning. Their energy in the morning increased, their focus sharpened, and their confidence, something many had lost years ago, began to shine again. Their wives noticed first. One man in his late 60s told me, half laughing, half proud, "Doc, I think my wife is more surprised than I am." These are the quiet victories that matter most, the moments when a man feels whole again. The reason this combination works so well is that it targets both the heart and the hormones, the two pillars of male vitality. Turmeric ensures your blood vessels stay clean and elastic, while honey supports your hormonal balance and mental energy. Together, they work in harmony, not just to restore your physical function, but to rebuild your confidence, drive, and passion for life. This isn't a quick fix. It's a gentle awakening of your natural strength. When men stay consistent with this morning ritual, the changes go beyond the bedroom. They start sleeping better, walking taller, and smiling more. Their energy no longer crashes in the afternoon. They feel lighter, more alive, and even their mood stabilizes. It's a transformation that radiates from the inside out. 6. How to prepare it. When I first began recommending this morning tonic to my patients, most of them couldn't believe how simple it was. They'd look at me and ask, "That's it, doctor? Just 2 ingredients?" And I would smile because yes, that's all it takes. Healing doesn't always come in a capsule or a prescription bottle. Sometimes it begins with what you already have sitting quietly in your kitchen. The key is knowing how to prepare it the right way, so your body absorbs every drop of its power. Here's what I tell every man who visits my clinic. In the morning before breakfast, take 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder and mix it with 2 tablespoons of pure, raw honey. Not the processed kind you find in most grocery stores, the kind that's thick, slightly tangy, and full of life. Stir them together in a small glass until they blend into a golden paste. You can eat it straight from the spoon or mix it into a cup of warm water, not hot, because high heat destroys honey's natural enzymes. Then take a deep breath and let that first taste remind you that you're doing something powerful for your body today. If you're just starting, go slow. Use half a teaspoon of turmeric for the first week. Let your body adapt and then move to the full dose. Some men like to take it twice a day, morning and evening, but I always recommend starting with the morning ritual first. Morning is when your body's testosterone is naturally at its highest. Your cells are hungry for nutrients, and your metabolism is fully awake. That's when this combination works best. And here's something important I've learned over the years. Consistency matters more than quantity. Taking this once or twice and expecting miracles won't work. But take it every morning faithfully, and you'll start to notice the shift. It might begin as more energy during the day, less stiffness in your joints, or simply a lighter, clearer feeling when you wake up. Then, slowly but surely, your confidence returns. You'll feel it in your body, in your mood, and even in your relationship. One of my patients, Henry, age 68, told me, "Doctor, I've never been a morning person, but now I actually look forward to it." That's the beauty of this habit. It doesn't just heal, it gives you a reason to feel excited about each new day. 7. Real-life transformations. Over the years, I've had the privilege of witnessing stories that stay with me forever. Stories of men who came to my clinic tired, discouraged, and quietly convinced that their best days were gone. One of them was Michael, 66 years old, a former teacher who sat across from me and said, "Doctor, I'm not the man I used to be. I feel empty inside." His blood pressure was up, his energy was low, and his confidence was fading fast. I told him the same thing I've told hundreds of men before. Give your body what it needs every morning, and it will start to remember how to be strong again. Michael took that advice seriously. Every morning, he mixed turmeric with raw honey the way I showed him. 2 weeks later, I got an email from him. The subject line simply read, "It's working." He told me that he'd started waking up with energy, sleeping better, and feeling that spark return in ways he hadn't felt for years. His wife noticed before he did. She told him, "You're smiling again." And that to me is what true healing looks like. Not just physical change, but emotional renewal. Then there was Arthur, 73, a retired mechanic. When he first visited, he joked that he felt more like the car he used to repair, old and out of tune. But after a month on the turmeric and honey routine, he came back grinning. "Doc," he said, "the engine's running again." His blood flow improved, his stamina returned, and his marriage felt alive for the first time in years. These moments remind me why I do what I do. Because when a man's vitality returns, so does his sense of purpose, his laughter, and his hope. I've heard countless stories like theirs. Men who thought age had taken everything from them, only to discover that all they needed was the right habit. Some saw results in days, others in weeks, but all felt one thing in common: a powerful reconnection to themselves. It's not a miracle. It's the body healing the way it was designed to. And if you're listening now, wondering if it could work for you, let me assure you, it can. Because behind every one of these transformations lies a simple truth. The human body, even after 60 or 70 years, still remembers how to thrive when you give it the chance. Conclusion: a new beginning for your strength and vitality. If you followed me this far, then you already understand something that most men never do. That aging doesn't mean decline. It can mean renewal, strength, and a deeper connection with life than you've ever felt before. Over the years, I've watched hundreds of men walk into my office tired, discouraged, and quietly defeated. But I've also watched those same men walk back out standing taller, smiling wider, and living with purpose again. And it all began with one simple decision: to take care of themselves every morning. Turmeric and honey might sound too simple to change your life, but sometimes the most powerful medicine doesn't come from a prescription. It comes from nature. When you mix that golden spice with raw honey, you're not just feeding your body, you're restoring your circulation, your hormones, and your sense of manhood. Day by day, your blood flows stronger, your heart beats steadier, and your energy rises. You wake up eager for the day, not dreading it. You look at your partner and feel that spark again, the one you thought was gone forever. I've seen it happen too many times to doubt it. It works. And it works because it helps your body do what it was designed to do: thrive. But this journey is about more than just physical health. It's about reclaiming the part of yourself that age tried to take away. The confident, passionate, powerful man who still lives inside you. Every morning spoonful of turmeric and honey is a reminder that you still have control, that you still matter, and that it's never too late to rebuild your strength. When you take that small step, you're not just fighting weakness, you're choosing vitality, intimacy, and joy. I want you to picture this: waking up one morning feeling light, energized, and proud of the man staring back at you in the mirror. Your blood pressure balanced, your heart calm, your energy steady. Your wife notices the difference. Your friends see the glow. And inside, you feel a quiet confidence you haven't felt in years. That's not a dream. It's your body coming back to life. So start tomorrow morning. Mix your turmeric and honey, take a deep breath, and remember, you're not getting older. You're getting wiser, stronger, and more alive. Give your body the consistency it deserves, and it will give you back everything you thought you'd lost. This is not the end of your vitality. It's a new beginning, and it starts the moment you decide to honor yourself again.